Hello friends, my name is Tawfiq and you're watching my channel Graphics Den. So in this video we are going to continue with our Photoshop classes and we are going to see the curve option or the curve tool in this particular video. But before that I want to explain to you some of the points which will be helpful to you to understand this particular option much better. So first of all, there are color modes in the image menu, and if you go to mode, then we have some color modes here. So presently we are on the RGB color mode, which stands for red, green, blue. And you can also check after the file name, we can see this RGB and 8-bit value. So this is presently, this color mode is RGB, which is red, green, blue. So if we want to check value of any color, we can simply go to this foreground color. We can simply click on this particular block, the foreground block, and we can click wherever we want or whichever color we want to check the values for. For example, if I click over here, then it will give the RGB values for this particular point. As you can see, we will also get the hexadecimal code over here. So the hexadecimal code is different for each color. This we can use in other applications as well as we can use it in the web designing. So this is where from where we can check the RGB values. Similarly, we have CMYK values as well, but we first of all we'll see what will happen if we change any color mode. Now in this particular, in certain images we cannot see a bigger difference. The difference is very subtle. So I'll go to mode and I'll change the mode to CMYK. It will ask us whether you want to change the color and convert so many things. So if I press OK, then it will change color slightly. If you can pick up, I will revert this. There is a slight change. If you see over here, I will undo. So this is CMYK and I'll redo again. This is RGB. So there is a slight change, but there could be a bigger difference some other time, in some other image. So remember one thing, mainly or mostly when we are creating any particular design for digital medium, which means we are not going to print it, we are only creating for online medium like computers, mobile phones, or some digital television or something. If you want to create any design for digital medium, then mostly people use RGB mode, because our mobile screen and our computer screens are also have the RGB technology. So it will be matched, the colors, they will be matched better. So if you want to create a design for digital medium, then we have to use RGB mode. And if you are going to print it, then mostly people use CMYK. I'm using the word mostly because in some cases some printers have RGB modes, like in photography there are some printers which use RGB mode. So what will happen if we create a design in RGB and print it in CMYK, then there might be difference in color. So we don't want that. That's why we have to be careful. We should be sure before creating any design that what is our purpose, whether we want to print it or not. So according to that, create any image or document and take appropriate color mode, which is RGB and CMYK. So this is presently a CMYK mode, as we can see here. Remember, CMYK mostly for printing and RGB mostly for digital medium like social media. If you are creating posts for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, then you can choose RGB. Otherwise, if you are printing it, then choose CMYK. And I'm using mostly because in some rare cases you have to be well coordinated with the printer, which mode do you want. So I'll change it back again to RGB. You can see it has changed to RGB. So we can change the color mode to basically RGB and CMYK. All other modes are rarely used. Then we also have this grayscale mode, using which we can remove the colors, but mostly people use black and white because black and white option has more properties as compared to this grayscale mode. We are again going to see it in the future videos. So I explained all that because it is useful while checking the curves option. It was also useful when we saw levels. So I will open this curve option. So this panel, remember, curves option is pretty much similar to the levels panel. It basically does the same thing, but we have more options in curves panel. So we have a graph basically in curves. So using this curves of graph, we can increase or decrease brightness or exposure, so to say. So in simple terms, if we take this curve upwards, then it will increase the brightness, as you can see, and if we take this curve downwards, then it will decrease brightness. So we also have a grid, as we can see, it's a 4x4 grid. So if you want to add more rows and columns, you can simply choose this grid. So it will be more complex and it will be more accurate, if you want to say it. So we can choose particular areas and we can change the brightness and the toning of the image. So this is pretty much similar to levels, but it is, you can say, an advanced step in the levels, like this. And remember, we also have the same options, these same options over here in the adjustment panel. We'll also going to see this when to use this adjustment layers and when to use these adjustments options from the image menu. Again, curves. I will zoom out this image so that we can see the entire image. I will again go to curves. Look, if I want to change, I can create so many curves. Look, like this, and it also has the same properties as levels. Like we have the white point, we have the black point, and we also have the gray point. So if I click on the black point, and because I have clicked on a darker point, so it hasn't changed much, but if I click on the bright pixels while selecting the black point, then it will become something like this. And contrary to that, if I select white point and click on the dark area, then it will become something like this. Gray area is a midpoint, so it won't be that drastic as compared with the white and the dark point, white and the black point. So this is how we will use this particular option. Again, similar to levels option, this also has different channels, but in this case we get a different curve or the different curve graph for every channel. So this is red, this is green, and let's say this is blue. And if we choose RGB again, we will also see the red, green, blue options. We also have this thing that I have told you earlier. We also have, if we want this in the light amount, what do we want exactly? We want this in light amount, or do we want the ink of the colors? Do we want to show this is the amount of colors or the ink present in the image, and this is the histogram of the light present in the image. So these are like basically the overlays and histogram. So we can check these values. Again, we have automatic option, and again we have some presets like this. This is the default one. Again, we can check and we can also draw a free form curve by using this pencil tool like this. Again, if we choose default, then it will be again reset to the original image. So these are basically pretty much similar to the levels, but as I told earlier, this is a bit more advanced as compared with the levels option. Again, we also have this particular option over here right at the bottom, by using which we can directly manipulate the tones by clicking over here like this. We click over here and it will change the tones. So instead of changing the graph from over here, we can change it from directly selecting the image like this. But we have to be very careful, because we have less control over this particular option than we have control over this graph. So we have both options. We can either click over here or we can click over here. So we can check either options and use it whatever option fits us the best, or which options works better. So this is basically the curves tool, which mainly used in photography editing and changing tones. So mainly photographers use this to manipulate any image, or toning or manipulating exposure of any image. So this is how it goes. So I think that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye and cheers.